Hello everyone, welcome back to Mega Man 7. In the last part, we started the game, we beat the first two Robot Masters, and now we're heading after Cloudman. Cloudman. He can levitate with a gravity controller installed in his body. Good point, he's a couch potato. That's not much of a good point. Bad point, he can't wear shoes. He likes rainy seasons, and he dislikes lightning rods. Which is kind of ironic, because he actually is one, as we'll see in the boss fight. Now, Cloudman's stage here actually reminds me a lot of Airman's stage from Megaman 2. First off, shoot that guy. First off, you have platforms like that floating in the air. You have later in the stage we'll have birds that drop eggs that spit out into more birds, and even later in the stage, by the way, now shoot that guy with a freeze cracker. And even later in the stage, you'll meet big robots that actually have fans that blow you away or even suck you in. I probably could have made that jump, but I don't know why. But anyway, as you noticed, I shot that guy with a freeze cracker earlier. You actually really want to do this to make a future part of the stage easier, because I forget if it's an upcoming area in the stage, but if you don't make it snow like it is now, I forget if it's this section or the next one, but it'll all be pretty much, you'll be able to see the platforms. Except for a small area surrounding surrounding yourself. You're gonna see it later on in the game, no matter what. So you will see what I mean in the Wily stages. Yeah, it's right here. If you didn't have it snowing, you would only be able to see a small area yourself. And actually, there's the birds that sprout out more birds. But anyway, there's something we need to get up that ladder up there, so let's rush coil on up. Now, had you been able to see that even before, you would probably only see this extra life here otherwise. However, upon further investigation with the snow on, you can see that there's these platforms over here, coming over here to get the U for the rush adapters. We've almost gotten it, actually, but we're gonna have a lot of parts by the end of this, because I am, aside from maybe not getting one thing, I am 100%ing this game. Mostly because even though I know that one thing is buried somewhere, but I would need to use rush search, I don't know where. Plus I don't really need it. If I'm gonna return to a stage, I'm doing it to grind for bolts. Anyway, coming up here, if you're going to do everything in the game like I am, you're going to need to use Rush Coil to get up that ladder. Jump. I know that whistle. Hi, Proto Man. Proto Man actually has a much bigger role in this game than he did back in Mega Man 6. If you remember him back from there, he was only in a small section of the entire game. In fact, he was only in it once, so you can get the energy equalizer. Now, as for the bolts themselves, I don't know all their amounts are, but actually, that reminds me, a lot of the stuff in the game in the store is actually rather expensive, even though I don't even think I've showed off the store yet. Actually, what's kind of funny is that I didn't do this because I was lazy, but at one point before I even started recording this game, I was thinking I should insert little clips of Mega Man 2's Airman stage. Why? I don't know. Because it reminds me too much of it. There's actually a bit of a glitch you can do if you shoot the weapon there, but as you're entering the door, but it's nothing major. Cloudman here is weak against the Danger Wrap, I believe it's called. Yes, it is. Because of it, he's actually a pathetically easy boss. Jump and do this. That's all you have to do. Actually, listening to the boss theme, I hear a bit of Paper Mario in it for some reason. Probably just a similar instrumentation. And the thing is, I think they actually sped up the Danger Rap's explosion time for this boss battle. It doesn't take that long normally, and how did I pop it? And for beating Cloudman, we get the Thunderbolts. If you remember Mega Man 1 not too long ago, it's pretty much your standard electric weapon, and... oh, wait. Oh, crap, I need to upload yellow. Try and guess when this video is recorded. You'll get a prize! No, you won't. Actually, I'm not sure if they did this intentionally, but if you look at this game, especially in this Mega Man sprite, if you look at this, what the Thunderbolts colors that it gives Mega Man, it looks a lot like classic Mega Man 1 box art Mega Man. Now it's time to head to Junkman. That sounds disgusting. Now before I read his bio, here's a bit of a secret right off at the beginning of the stage. If you look to the top left of the screen right now, there's this thing on the ceiling. This is a Famicom, which are pretty much the Japanese Nintendo Entertainment Systems. Dig underneath it to find a bit of a secret that, well, doesn't do anything, but it's there. And digging underneath it, you find a classic Game Boy. How cool. You can't do anything to it, but it's just there. And actually, looking in the back, there's a lot of Famicoms. Anyway, Junkman, a robot originally created to gather parts that can be recycled from garbage. Good point, he's an economist. Bad point, he has too much passion. Very hot-headed. He dislikes junk food, and he... well, no, he likes junk food, and he dislikes raw garbage. Gross. Actually, I think this stage actually is probably one of the earliest checkpoints in the series. Well, and early, but by that I mean in terms of where it is in the stage, because the first checkpoint is right here. But there's a good reason that they do this. They did this, I think. Also, these cockroaches often carry bolts. For some reason, they weren't right here. A nice little thing you can do is use the freeze cracker on this. You'll be able to get through it. Come down here, freeze crack that, and then there's the S plate. We now have a Rush. And for getting all four of those, we get the Super Adapter. For those who remember my Mega Man 6 playthrough, this looks familiar, doesn't it? It's a combination of the Power Adapter and the Flying Adapter from Mega Man 6. However, the double jump is nowhere near as abusive, and it only goes in a diagonal direction to in you're facing. However, it still is overall useful. And I killed myself there because there's another item we can get in this stage, but we need to go up. We need to go to the right here to get it. Now, we're going to use our Thunderbolt here kind of early compared to later games, because you need to shock this thing. Now, for some reason, everywhere I've looked, there's apparently a randomized thing for when you start the stage that'll go in varying directions. Because normally when I play this game, it might just be a glitch or something, but it generally tends to rise to the left. The left tends to rise for me. I'm not sure if that's just something my mind's playing a trick on me, but it is definitely weird. Alright, we need to activate that, what's it called? Generator, I suppose, to get the item that we need, because, well, you can get to the platform that's on, which is right up there with that ladder, with the rush coil. You need to have the generator activated, otherwise the elevators will be blocking your path. And now we get the ever-so-classic Rush Jet. Still not as broken as it was in Mega Man 3. So let's try out our newfound ability, shall we? Now, Rush, unlike other games, who comes down is immediately in Jet, I believe. You need to wait for him to lay down before in this one, which is a bit different. I'll give him that. However, Rush Jet is still overly useful. And now we're finally at Junkman. Now Junkman, as with Cloudman, is pathetically easy because using a weakness on a boss in this game resets their pattern. He's weak to the Thunderbolt, and when you shock him with it, he jumps in the air, throws a piece of garbage at you, and then his invincibility frames wear off. This is all he does. It's pathetic. Jump to the right, and they explode. And for beating him, we get the Junk Shields. This is pretty much your standard shield weapon for the game. It's not too useful overall. And we leave Dr. Light's lab, house, but to come right back into it. Also, one weird thing is, on the left of the screen, on the very left, you see those two orange circles? I for some reason see Otto's face there. It's orange circles, and there's the plate below it. Then to the left, it looks like his face to me. I'm not sure if they did that intentionally, but if they did, nice Easter egg, I suppose. And then there's a metal on the screen and a metal helmet to the right for some reason. And I've completely ignored this cutscene. They're pretty much talking about base. Nothing important, really. But it seems that the museum is under attack. Or is it a museum, or is it a... Yeah, it's a museum. And now it's time for the mid-stage of the game. And fun fact, the music of this stage is a medley of 3 songs from the series, but I only recognize one, which is Cutman's theme. There's Snake Man from Mega Man 3, Blizzard Man from Mega Man 6, and Plant Man from Mega Man 6 in the background, too. There's Flame Man in the background of Broken Capsule, Fire Man from Mega Man 4, and Heat Man from Mega Man 2. As for who's on Broken Capsule, Guts Man! Seriously, Wily, what is your obsession with him? Also, in the background, we have Skullman and Ringman from Mega Man 4, and 2 broken capsules, which... Actually, in Mega Man 8, the Saturn version, those are broken for a reason. They contained Quickman and Woodman, who are secret bosses. Well, Quickman's a secret boss, but in the Mega Man 8 Saturn version, which is the full version of the game. Anyway, for this clown robot, shoot his head off with a Mega Buster, then Thunderbolt his head. It's not too hard, although he's a bit big, so be careful of that. Overall, not too hard of a boss. Now they should have done, actually, thinking about it. If the music of this place is a remix of like 3 different Mega Man songs, they should have brought back like the Mega Man 2 boss theme. Or maybe even Mega Man 1 if you want to get really retro, but sadly they didn't. Considering Mega Man 1 was 8 years old by this point. Now we get nothing from beating that boss. It's just that Wily has more robots rampaging through the city, which unlocks the other 4 robot masters finally. There is, like I said before, there is a password you can input to have them all available from the start, but I don't know it. Anyway, pressing select brings this screen up. You can skip this little animation, but I kind of need to show it off, because, well, you know. Hey, it's Eddie! Well, not really, this is Big Ed. Welcome to Big Eddie's. This is your standard shop in the game. Wow, I only have 72 bolts, really? And this pretty much starts up another little thing you can do in the game, is finding Otto's hyper bolts. Now there's all sorts of items you can get here at this point. E-tanks, W-tanks, which are weapon tanks. Couple extra lives, and the exit stuff and such, but it's not too good yet. Anyway, now it's time for us to take on the first of the next 4 robot masters, Turbo Man. Who transforms into a car. Oh my god, he's a frickin' transformer. Turbo Man, a battle robot modified from an automobile. He has a cutting-edge car stereo system installed. Good point, he's quick on his feet. Bad point, he has low mileage. Oh, for Christ's sake, he's a Hummer. He likes straight stretches, and he dislikes Burst Man. Ah, well that's mean. Now, I hadn't played this game in quite a while when I played this, so I forgot that you actually have to destroy this mother trucker. Just shoot the Sniper Joe on top, it's nothing too hard. Although for some reason, out of all the stages I've played so far, I had the most trouble with this one because of the platforming in it. And now we get to the most annoying part of the stage immediately, actually. These tires. Now, these things bounce you back. Or forward, depending on which direction you hit them on. And that gets kind of annoying because there's 3 pits in this part. 2 of which have spikes at the bottom. And sometimes this can end up happening. 2 of them have spikes in the bottom, but this one right here, those 3 tires right there, which is a pit, believe it or not, leads down to the room below. Which, while I did fall off, I don't show it. It's a room with another one of those Sniper Joes on the trucks, like at the beginning of the stage. Nope. Gotta be patient here. There we go. And the hardest part of the stage is now over. Well, it depends on what you mean by hard, actually, thinking about it. Anyway, you're gonna want your super adapter equipped coming up really quick. Because there's 2 things in this little hallway, or... what would you call a vertical hallway? A shaft? As you can see, my rocket punch doesn't get him yet, but get on this platform and equip Rush Search. Use it right around the red... in between the red and yellow lights, or maybe it could be anywhere on the platform, I'm not too sure. And we get the rocket punch. The super adapter is even more powerful now. And the second thing is right up here. See, as you can see, when I use Rush Search, Rush lands. So over here to the right is another section of Proto Man. And I just realized my mouse is on screen. So he's pretty much just telling you about the RU Western H stuff, which we already have which we already have all 4 of the plates. And now we get to what others might consider the hardest part of the stage. You can freeze these flame pillars with Freeze Cracker, but nothing big. And now they decide to tribute Megaman 2 with these instant death fire pillars, which are rather suggestive looking. E-tank right there. I suggest getting that because the upcoming boss, we don't have his weakness yet. In fact, if you were going weakness order, go for Slash Man, which is at the top right first. But I feel insane. And we have the mini-boss of the stage, truck thing. I have no idea what this thing is supposed to be, actually. Kinda reminds me of the dragon things from, Megaman stage in Mega Man A, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Also, when the Thunderbolt hits something, it splits off into two vertically. Yikes, we wrecked that thing up. And now it's time for us to fight Turbo Man himself, which I died to him, by the way. That's why I transmorphed into a Super Adapter. First off, he'll send off this fire wheel, which I recommend actually going to the left and super adapting, double jump to the right. Then he'll suck you in, which is... I don't know how to avoid this, seriously, how do you do that? Then he'll, most of the time, he'll either do his fire attack again, or he'll do what he's supposed to, and... Why'd I do that? And... transform into the... I don't know what kind of car that is, I'm guessing it's a Honda, because it's Japan. Into his car form, which is surprisingly hard to dodge if you're not using the Super Adapter, and even then I effed up there. The Super Adapter I recommend for this fight because you don't have his weakness yet, because the Super Adapter's Rocket Punch actually does quite a bit of damage. I don't know the exact amount, but it does. Also, for some reason, when the fire wheel is together, it counts as fire damage, but when it's not, it counts just for a normal hit. And I don't really care that I'm using the E-Tanks. I'm gonna have 4 by the end of the game, because I'm gonna buy them. Which is, actually, that's one thing I find odd. In this game you can only have 4 E-Tanks, but in Mega Man 3 onwards you can have up to 9. I guess they went the Mega Man 2 route for some reason. And he should be dead with one more Buster Shot. Booyah! And with that, we're going to be getting, I forget the name of this weapon, Scorch Wheel, I think it's called. Yep, Scorch Wheel. But we're gonna have to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Mega Man 7, we're going to be heading after the next boss, which is Slash Man, I believe I go for. I can't really remember. And man, his level is going to be a complete and total rip-off of a certain movie franchise. And none of you probably know what movie it already is, do you? See you guys then.